look at the other possibilities. I think Michigan's going to have no problems with Illinois today. I think next week, though, when you get to the tougher opponents, it'll be interesting to see how they've handled that situation. And unfortunately, I think if you're looking for some changes at the top of the standings in the race for the CFP, unfortunately, I think this week's not going to provide it.
All right, Matthew, we appreciate you jumping on board with us. I hope you have yourself a good weekend, good game weekend. And where can people find your work in Massachusetts, sir?
MATTEMBURY, and of course our fun, if you're listening on WSBT or WSBTradio.com, our fun gets underway at 2 p.m. with the re-airing of Thursday's Brian Kelly Show. Then we have Game Day. We have Robbie Toma, former Notre Dame wide receiver, as one of the guests. Also a few other things. So if you're in town and stop by the Ivy Court Inn and Suites, we got a bunch of live shows there. And then Game Day Sports Beat from 4 to 6:30. Then we join the Notre Dame IMG coverage and then wrap it up with the official Notre Dame postgame show. So it's going to be a day full of Notre Dame and hopefully a Notre Dame victory over USC. Score prediction-wise, I have Notre Dame winning this game 24-20 over USC.
All right, we'll see what happens. Matthew, we appreciate your time, and you have yourself a good day, sir.
Anytime, Tom.
Matthew Embry from WSBT up in South Bend. Not only is he our official IndyCar contributor, but he is also a big Notre Dame guy, obviously the flagship station for Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Taking on USC tonight, big game. Standing by in the Balance Green Room is the one, the only Matthew Hicks. We'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals. See live educational shows. Feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives? I'm not even upset about it!
All right, welcome back to The Balance. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Thank you to Matthew Embry, our official IndyCar contributor, and talking Notre Dame with us from WSBT up in South Bend, the flagship station of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Welcome, Matthew Hicks. Welcome back, sir. We're always glad to have you amongst our presence, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it is a great weekend. Colts are on a bye weekend, and I appreciate you coming on and playing the homer card with me a little bit. But you know what? I'm still talking about this. This has been 2 weeks ago that I went up to Notre Dame in the Virginia game, my very first Notre Dame home game. Have you ever had a chance to go and experience that, Matt?
Yeah, I went and saw – this is several years ago. In fact, Brady Quinn was the quarterback. Went and saw them play Navy, which was just a whole different level of awesome because of the tradition of that game and, you know, the servicemen that were there. It's a really cool thing. I mean, that was a very good Notre Dame team. In fact, gosh, I want to say they were ranked like 7th or 8th at that time, maybe even higher. And it was not a competitive game by any stretch of the imagination, but just to see all the tradition that's already taking place during a Notre Dame home game, but you add in the traditions that are also added in with when they play one of the service academies. It was a really cool experience and one that I'll never forget.
No, absolutely. I tell you what, when I was in the Army, I did have an opportunity one time to see the Army-Navy game. Obviously, I wasn't a West Point person, but I did have an opportunity to go. And those service academy schools are great. And I would rank the South Bend right up there next to. It is an experience beyond belief. And we went up there the night before, and it rained all night. And I was like, oh no! But got up even before dawn and rolled in from Rochester, rolled on into which, by the way, I've been to the Rochester Walmart. That's because that's like all that's there is the hotel and the Walmart.
Let me tell you, I've been there many times. My day job used to send me that way once a week, so that was a stop for me occasionally when the coffee meter had reached too low, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, nothing against Rochester, but it's just a typical small town Indiana. But I stayed there because on game weekend, hotel rates are a lot higher in South Bend than they are in Rochester. Yeah. Anyway, so we rolled in before dawn and parked in the tailgate lot there at the golf course, which I learned later on in the day that was the mild tailgating experience.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity to see the real tailgate lot at Notre Dame, and man, they know how to tailgate there.
They do, and post game is where the show is at, because those people have been tailgating, you know, pregame,
30 years,
and
some
then,
of them.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the post game thing is where it's unbelievable. I was stunned.
Well, I tell you what, I was on full adrenaline the whole thing. Went to the regatta, went to the chapel, went to Touchdown Jesus. We saw the walk in, the horns. I mean, everything. We saw it all, and I was just like, total adrenaline going. Sunday, it hit me like a brick wall, dude. I was just like, by 8 o'clock, I was out. I mean, we grilled some brats, and I was just like, I can't even do this anymore. But what an experience that was. But let's talk about what a great experience it is to be a Colts fan right now. I mean, we lost Andrew Luck. We were in total demise. We were ready to jump off the bridge, and then Jacoby Brissett became our savior, did he not? Come on, let's give him the props as we look at the Indianapolis Colts, and they're going into the bye. What a great weekend. I mean, still they've got a lot of work to do, and yes, they lost at home to the Raiders, but they had a huge, huge win in Kansas City that just, you talk about momentum. I mean, it's there with the Indianapolis Colts. And then Thursday or Friday, we saw a tweet that was sent out by the Colts that Andrew Luck is hanging out at the facility with Jacoby Brissett. Now, put it on your tinfoil hat here. Maybe he'll be back, maybe he won't be back, and he got all that money. And, but at the same time, I think it just nothing again. This is my hot take of it all. It's okay that he went, but the Colts didn't have to send that out. It was kind of like, hey, I broke up with my girlfriend, but hey, we're still hanging out. I mean, it was just kind of weird. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it. I mean, I think that's great. I don't know Andrew. I met Andrew like one time for 30 seconds when he was a rookie. So I can't even come close to claiming that I know him at all. I know he's very complex from those that have met him and visited with him before. But my hunch is, here's a guy that probably wants to be around football. He doesn't want to play it anymore. What does that mean? I don't know. Does that mean that he has a role with the organization at some point? That's kind of a cool thing about Andrew Luck. And I mean, obviously we have to take everything for face value right now. Let's assume he never plays another down of football again. Well, he's one of the rare. I mean, I don't know if you put him in the great category, but he was a pretty darn good player. Okay, we can at least say that when he was healthy. He's one of the rare players in that category that spent his entire career with the Colts. So I hope if he's a guy that wants to be around football, that he might have a role with the organization someday. Now, not a coach or anything like that, but maybe he's a goodwill ambassador like Billy Brooks has been, or something along that line. I mean, again, taking everything for face value, he says he's going to stay in Indianapolis. He's done that. So I mean, thus far we can't say that that's not going to happen. So I could see him having a role with the organization, and that would be awesome. I mean, he's by all accounts he's a great dude that just kind of fell out of love with playing. And I when the initial shock wore off, I can't hold that against him. I'd rather him not play than play uninspired and get injured again or deal with some mental demons, whatever those might have been, to whatever level those might have been. So good for him and good for the organization for not turning their back on him and letting him come around, because maybe perhaps this is part of his healing process to know that just because he's not playing, he doesn't have friends. So I think that's great, and I hope he continues to come around, and I welcome him when it's appropriate to be on the sidelines if that's something he wants to do. I think that's fine.
Yeah, and I'm like on the fence here. I mean, I think a lot of us didn't want to see that happen, but I'm kind of like, we've moved on. We've moved on with Jacoby Brissett, and we'll see what happens. And there's all kinds of nasty rumors that are going out there, and that's all they are right now is rumors, because I don't have any factual basis. But I mean, certainly there's the rumor that he re-injured himself from snowboarding. There's the rumor about him having an addiction to painkillers, so he needed to go into rehab to that and didn't let the public know about that. I think there's a lot of unknowns with Andrew Luck because he's a very private person, which is okay. He has that right. But that at that token, if any of those rumors are true, especially if the snowboarding rumor is true, I got real problems with him walking away from the sport because then if the snowboarding injuries are true, Matthew, again, this is just rumors. This is not anything fact-based. They're just rumors. He brought this on himself. And at that point, do we stop being sympathetic?
I mean, I don't. I think, I just hurt myself walking up my stairs. So, I mean, I
hurt myself tying my shoe, but I don't make millions of dollars.
I'm also not of the opinion just because you're under contract with a team you can't live your life. Now, granted, I don't think you should do certain activities. But if you, listen,